board here. So the contrast is definitely sharp. While a few squads have been, like setting the pace and adapting under pressure, others haven't been able to keep up with the evolving meta perhaps and the relentless intensity of this finals. But let's take a look at the top performers, because we do have those individual prizes to be given away. We got Zordi from Royal Dragons hailing at the top spot. We got Killer YT from DRS, Claw from Royal Dragons as well, and Loco from Killer of Mountains.
Oh yeah. These are our top performers, in fact, for the past 2 days. And they have been into this spot for a very long time. 20 eliminations, 22 for Killer, a 19 for Claw. Loco, everyone having above more than 15 eliminations is a definite amazing number. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the seeding slots that will be shown. PMNC South Asia Fall seeding, the top 4 from the PMTG Nepal. The season 2 will go into the PMNC South Asia Fall. This is the spring. You have the season 2 of the PMTG, and from those, the top 4s will be moved once again. The next national championship that will happen in fall.
Yeah, and of course, the registration will end on May 25, and only limited slots will be available. So go ahead and register your squad, and you don't want to miss on the opportunity, of course, to kind of flex your muscle to all the other teams in the competitive scene. So there you go, ladies and gents. The link has already been provided to you in the description. So just like we said a while ago, we are going to have a total of 6 matches for today. Right there in the middle, we got the Rondo map, and to be honest, this is actually the first time that I'm going to cast a tournament with a Rondo map, so I am looking forward to the kind of experience down here in Rondo.
Ooh, Rondo is one of the new maps, and not a lot of teams are right now accustomed to it. Yeah, we did had some Rondo cups in the very middle of this. Maybe these teams may have studied for this map, but now another action, because Rondo is going to be a separate map. If I do believe so, it's not going to be in your own ranking. It's going to be a completely different map with 0 points, a clean slate, because it's a show match for the teams, and the teams that will be receiving that Rondos or prize pool separately. The team that will be the champion in that single Rondo map will receive a different prize pool aside from the dedicated one into the PMNC.
Yes, and today is all about switching gears here, Torix. Every elimination, every strategic rotation, and every clutch play now will be magnified with only 2 spots up for grabs here. It's not just about making a comeback, it's about cementing, of course, your legacy in PMSL. So buckle in for what promises to be a day of explosive action, high-risk plays, and of course moments that could change the entire landscape of the tournament. And I'm pretty sure everyone is excited, of course, to see again what kind of moves, what kind of jaw-dropping clutch moments that's going to happen in Rondo. I am looking forward to that one as well, to be honest.
I mean, yes, that is possible, but we still have the first 3 matches. The teams will try to fight for their top positions, and here we go. This is the thing, and how the teams are gonna get their slot into the Rondo map. That will be the match number 4. So the 3 matches that will be played today. The first one, the Sano Miramon Erangel, the first set of those 3 maps. After we will have 15 teams. The bottom line team will be eliminated for the. We will have especially invited just for the single match of they also for that prize pool, which will be on to the match number 4.
Oh my goodness, the Purple Hearts are going to go insane, definitely. We've got a special team invited to participate here, and of course, that is none other than Hora Esports. Whew, oh man, here we go. Talk about, giving you guys an exciting set of matches for today. Here we go. I mean, it's right up in front of you, and all you need to do is just, of course, let everyone know that the final day of the the PMNC South Asia Finals is gonna happen in just a while, so buckle up, ladies and gents.
Oh, most certainly buckle up, because things are definitely going to get spicier for all of these teams, for all of these players from this point onward. You will have to make sure that every single match from this point onward counts, because we were looking at the ranking a while ago, Andy, and on that, I think I saw like at least 3 teams with almost like an equal points. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first match has actually begun. The very first one of the grand finals, the final day. The match number 1 has commenced. The plane line going from the military base island all the way to the hard eastern corner, the Lipovka side. Even Kamishki might not be accessible for the teams unless they really glide into the vicinity. Talking about all those from side, the Pochinki, the school, the road, even the Georgia Pole. It's not going to be accessible for you guys unless you find yourself some cars.
Absolutely. Over days 1 and 2, Torix Erangel definitely delivered non-stop action. I mean, if you remember how Royal Dragon lit up the scoreboard with those insane double-digit eliminations, and DRS Gaming, they were on another level, pushing aggressively, owning every rotation and cementing their status as a team to beat in this tournament. And now the teams have already gone down to their favorite drop spots, and again, the flight path is a little bit onto the bottom side of the Erangel here, so we got plenty of space to go onto the northern side. HAINA, it's still the same drop spot here. They're down at the military base together with Royal Dragon in Novo Repnoi. And this is what we do expect, from Erangel. Flight path is always the opposite of the initial circle, and it had favored the northern side, so yeah, it will be an interesting rotations for most of the teams down south.
It definitely will be. The teams that dropped early on, now from this point onward, they will have to take a leap of faith and get into the cars, try to cross those bridges. Royal Dragon, HAINA Esports, things are not looking good for you guys at this point, because I see GURKHAS at the military base bridge, and the another team on towards the north side bridge as well. But HAINA Esports kind of into the scattered side areas. You can see one player, Pico Pick, kind of further away, close to him, near the school side. There is a full team. There is a full squad. If you're talking about Hank, he's kind of more further into the back. Pico Pick going to get into the car. Now you're going to move forward, become one with the team, and go back as a single unit. I don't think the last day gives you enough leisure to do this kind of dispersed rotation, drop location move.
Yeah, I mean, glad that you brought up HAINA Esports. I mean, those playoff legends have now slipped to 13th and don't exactly know what kind of strategy they're about to show us for the last 6 matches that we're going to have for this evening, but something needs to happen for them. Hopefully, they've gone back to the drawing board, and we can see kind of a great comeback, from HAINA. And even T2K, once at the top of their game, they're still trying to claw their way up at 57 points. It just goes to show how every elimination and every decision has reshaped this tournament. And now with only the top 2 teams grabbing those coveted PMSL slots here, Torix, the final matches today are going to be absolutely lit. That is for sure, because the pressure is on, and we can expect nothing less, than insane rotations, game-changing plays, and plenty of heart-stopping drama. And speaking of drama, again, this is an interesting circle to begin with, especially for those teams that chose to drop around south area of Erangel. And, okay, I wonder where my partner is. It's a great thing because, again, teams have been consistent. We've not seen any drop clashes that happened from day 1 to, day number 3. I mean, this is just the first game. But, again, it has been a consistent gameplay coming from the teams here. Yes, there are a few drop clashes that happen, but it's not, it's not a big deal, for most that are actually part of this lobby.
I mean, that is true, but I'm more concerned about the Rondo map. I'm more excited about it, and looking at it once again into the overall ranking so far, we can see, like, okay, we ETM7, they have 13 total points to their name. Then we have SHREEPECH with 25, RC32 with 28, and HAINA Esports with 31. So the fight for the first three matches, if the teams are trying to get into the Rondo, it's between these four teams, these four names. It is HAINA, it is RC32, SHREEPECH, ETM7. And these first three matches are crucial for them, but the top spots, back to the PMSL slots, that is kind of between the top 9 at this point, because 87 and 61 into the number 9 position, I don't think that's a really too big of a move, too big of a points difference that you need to get into it. And you can easily, in a single day, you can maintain those points and get into the number 1 position if you played really on the consistent side.
I mean, if we're going to be looking back at the journey from day 1 and day 2, it really delivered a roller coaster of epic plays and unexpected twists here, and a few heart-stopping down moments. And again, we cannot really stop talking about DRS's gaming, because they've been consistently flexing their skills and building a formidable lead in the overall rankings. And Royal Dragon and KOM, they kept things intense with their high-pressure plays. I mean, there were standout performances too. Teams like JUTTI Squad and the Tribe AEROMACY, they stepped up when it mattered most, keeping the leaderboard fiercely competitive. And I can also add the fact that, even Mystic Twisted of Bhutan has been closing the gap, showing that every point is actually a hard-earned thing in this tournament. I mean, it's all about survivability, adaptability, and versatility not just as a team, but as an individual player in this tournament.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like that scenario, but the pressure is too much. Even from the very start of the game, we saw the lobby was kind of pressured by the team DRS, as they were having more than 200 points after the 4 days of action into the playoff section. So everyone was afraid at that point that what the DRS is going to do. But as the matches were getting kind of into the ending side, as the first 3 matches kind of cemented down, we saw that the aggression kind of stopped. It kind of got a little bit on the low side, that the teams were okay, everyone is playing safe, let's just play safe from this point onward. And that's where the DRS struck back. They strike back onto every single person. They maintained their composure and their consistency with those eliminations. Yeah, it was not that much, not that kind of a game where they were getting 3 winner chicken dinners in a single day. But yes, the consistency. And even on the second day too, the consistency for the DIs was definitely there. But on our screen, once again, talking back into the action, talking back into the fight, it is NEPX, neither Royal GURKHAS, another team, another name, Royal GURKHAS, where on the day number 2 start, they were at the hashtag number 4 and number 3, but now, on the day number 3, at the start of it, they're at the hashtag number 7, meaning that they also lost a lot of positioning points, a lot of positions onto the overall ranking in just a single day. Shows the aggression and the consistency for the other teams as well, where they're trying to do whatever they can to maintain their positions. JUTTI Squad, take them for example. The day number 1, I do believe so that they were on the second chart, but on the day number 2, not only they came back, they made a comeback with a chicken dinner, but they also cemented themselves into the first chart as well.
Okay, so currently NEPX is down there in Ruins area. They are surrounded by Royal GURKHAS and 4 death machines. I mean, HAINA also came from Pachinki, now headed towards the safe zone coming from south of the circle. So perhaps, since the teams are actually flocking from around the area, we'll definitely see a fight happen, just like what we're seeing right now. HAINA Esports just lost a player, and we've got already a couple of players from RG as well, currently knocked down on the ground. So this is the first clash that actually happened. It's a great trade-off. Krish is still currently down on the ground, which is, of course, not the way you would want to start the game. Himson was able to take down another player, and so far, at stage 2, we are looking at Royal GURKHAS with 2 casualties, which puts them in a lot of risk, to be honest. So now down here in Rozhok, we also got the team KOM. So this is going to be a little harder onto the side of the Royal GURKHAS to kind of defend themselves because they no longer have a full squad.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the beauty. Even for the final day, the teams are going for those aggressive stances, and yes, they are getting those connections done. Pika from HAINA Esports getting a knockdown. TM7 coming back, and with this, Falcons moving forward with the S12 right close to the proximity of HAINA Esports. The grenade is being cooked. The player is going to throw that grenade. Unfortunately for him, nobody's going to get connected with the grenade. Instead, he's going to be the one that's going to be shot down with the S12K. It's a confirmation from Nadzu. That's the elimination. And 4 death machines down to the 2 players that they are. 4 death machines. They're doing a really consistent job as well. And on the hashtag number 6 right now that they're residing. But, getting eliminated this early on into the game, and you're on the hashtag number 10 into the first match of the game on top of that, that's definitely going to hinder some of your momentum and maybe a lot of your confidence.
I mean, we didn't see exactly any drop clashes that happened, but the moment we stepped into stage 2 here, that's the beginning of the trade-offs for this round. I mean, for Death Machines, already lost 2 of their members. Same thing goes for Royal GURKHAS and HAINA Esports, as well as RLX now playing with just 3 of their members. So it had been an interesting back and forth situation for all the teams that I just mentioned moments ago, and now we are in Watertown. We've got 4 death machines just holding on to a compound here or holding on to a building. They're not doing any hard push just yet, just because, we can understand the hesitation because they don't have enough firepower to deal with a full squad here. Now, checking out what is happening at TM7, or with TM7 rather, they are at the bottom of the leaderboard here. And you mentioned a while ago that it's going to be just 3 matches for all the teams here before we step into Rondo, and we will eliminate completely those teams that are far down at the bottom. So it's going to be an interesting fight. How will TM7 stay competitive? How will they stay in PMNC?
Oh my god. So, it is the first the confirmation, and on the bottom line that they are the team TM7. Come on, the way that they got into the fight, I was really hopeful for these guys that okay, they are gonna go for that aggressive stances. Yeah, they're finally gonna take that fight against the other team, and they're trying to make their way into the Rondo. They got those 2 eliminations, but instantly after that, now they're the first one to get fully confirmed up with their name, with the 5 eliminations onto their side, and on the hashtag number 2 that they are residing. Generally talking about this, it's like on the fact that RD has already crossed so does not get any points for them. So we do have to know what's going to happen into this particular region and how the teams are going to actually take those fights. So here, Master 30 is going to throw that grenade. It's going to definitely do some damage on the player, but not enough for the player to get knocked down. I do believe it's a 2 versus 2 fight, because SHREEPECH is also down to the last 2 players, but my main concerning factor is for this fight is the backstab that can potentially happen. You can see that there is a full team into the backside areas, and they can potentially come in, get those shots, get those fights amongst all of these players.
Well, honestly, there's a need for Royal Dragons to be super tactical now, since they've worked so hard to be at the top 2. It will be a shame for the team if it will slip through their hands. But anyway, I mean, they've already set a little 5 elimination points in the bag here. They're going up against SPE, currently at the bottom of the leaderboard as well. So Royal Dragons, they know what is at stake at the moment. Here comes Frag cooking up the nade here. He throws it, but did he hit his target? No, of course not. He still tries to, of course, pulls out his S12K defend himself with all of those shotguns, and so far it has not been connecting just yet. Here comes the attack now. Was able to put 1 down, but good follow-through coming from Gurung, and that was it for Royal Dragons. But it's still a solid performance just because they were able to put 5 in the bag. So even if they have been completely eliminated, at least they have something, to use for the second match of today.
I mean, yeah, that is true on this factor. If we are looking at this particular region, the circle is going to take another shift. And obviously, this is the stage number 4. We still have 14 teams, but only on the map, I can barely see, I think, 10 teams. So there might be some teams. Let me count. There's 3 on the top. In fact, 4 on the top. There's 4 on the bottom, and maybe 5 in the middle. So eventually, that is still like 11, 12 teams. We are still missing 2 teams, but there we go. 1 team is going to get eliminated. SHREEPECH is that name. And right with this, it is the 13 teams and 46 players that is alive. RC32 is another name that can potentially cement themselves into at least the overall 15 positions for the round of match at the very least. HAINA eSports, yeah, they got some decent points in this match so far, 39 in total. If you're talking about the 4 eliminations that they got into this match, RLX so far, no elimination, 3-man alive. RC32, 2 eliminations, meaning 32 points to their name as well.
Ooh, man, we've got at least 3 teams down here in Rozhok. This happened a trade-off. Currently, we got RC3, still a complete squad here, was able to put 2 in the bag. They are up against the boys of KOM, or Killer of Mountains here. And let's not forget about the clutch plays from KOM and the fierce battles that made every circle a do-or-die moment. And Wrangle truly tested every squad's mettle with its unpredictable terrain, nerve-wracking final circles, and those intense moments where one wrong move meant instant elimination. And that could happen right here because there's another team who would want to join into the mixer, and those are the boys of Mystic coming in fresh from the outskirts, now landed in Rozhok. And oh my goodness, we also have Tribe AEROMACY, and just showing all the intentions of getting into the mix as well.
Oh my god, that is true. But talking all the facts and figurines, the fight is finally going to happen. The fight is finally going to start in a short while. So far, Rozhok is being contested by not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different teams. On the fight side, we have GRS, ladies and gentlemen, that are taking the fight against, I do believe so, RLX at this point. They got the knockdown and the confirmation onto the player, so basically this is their first elimination as well. But with the Tribe AEROMACY still being outskirts of the circle, the safe zone, they're going to enter in the circle of the Rozhok. They might be getting some shots connected onto their side. We have the Tribe AEROMACY's rig going forward in towards their own team members. They're going to go into the corner. They're just going to hold this particular position. But in the front line, there's RC32. He's going to get out of the car. He's going to try to move forward, but there is a grenade. That's not going to hit anyone. That's not going to hit the player. Now, he also comes into the close of vicinity. Throws the grenade as well. But oh my god, this was super close for Zero. This could have been the elimination for the guy, but he barely survived. He barely managed to stay alive. On the other side, we have HAINA eSports, which says that Pika getting that knockdown, T2K and Jaya getting a knockdown as well with the hand of JUTTI squad. We have 17 seconds before the stage number 6 also commences up. Igneous gets taken down. We have still all these names alive with either 2, 3, or some teams with the 4 players still into the match.
It is essential for Tribe AEROMACY to take this warehouse from RC3 too, because this position is a little bit exposed, to the teams that will be coming from behind. I mean, T2K is just right there in the corner dealing with another team as well, but if T2K finishes them off, then there's a chance for T2K to actually eliminate Tribe AEROMACY. So I do understand the importance and the urges for Tribe AEROMACY to flush out the boys of RC3 too, but the big question is how? I mean, RC3 too obviously kind of defending this compound effectively, so it's going to take a little time for Tribe AEROMACY to also be successful in taking that compound out of their hands. But as for T2K, it is really not looking too good here, Torix. I mean, we've got 2 of them already out of the game, back to the spawn area. Tribe AEROMACY completely getting aggressive up against RC3 too, and T2K, man, I don't know how they're going to be surviving in that situation, since there's a lot of teams also pointing their guns at them. But so far, Tribe AEROMACY was able to get inside the compound, and now we've got the Royal Gurkhas back on the screen here, slaughtering the boys of Mystic Twisted. It's a lot of back and forth situation, understandably so, because we got at least 5 teams right at the edge of the circle down here in Rizal fighting for their lives.
I mean, that is a true. And this fight, it's so onto the fact that everybody's trying their level best to get those eliminations, but no. Once again, it is those knockouts that are coming into, though. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Drake's getting a knockdown right now. Maybe getting that revive, but the player should be going forward anytime, at any point. RC32, they're going to get eliminated. Oh my goodness. This is not working out for this team as well. SHREEPECH on the number 15, 14, RC32 still. T2K gets eliminated. Oh no, another team fights off into the dust. RC Psycho getting to fight with the MTD. Twisted. Caesar is knocked down. There goes the Molotov, but oh, come on. Now, this single means now that the player is not only going to get that survival, but also going to get onto the 75% HP, manage to make a connection onto the player to the 1897. Now he's trying to shoot with the AK. As well as vicinity. He is looking at the fact that he might be able to see some players, but no, Giles is going to take all that aggression out of him. It's going to be all over with the guys. Now, Keo Loco from KOM, alongside of Pico Pig and Loco. These 4 players, not only they're looking at a tribe or community, they're looking at one team, but onto the close proximity, there's another team that they have to be really careful about how they're going to take the fight. Now close into the vicinity, ASC, so doesn't have the idea. Now they have the idea as the player rushes up on this guy. Fun player, gets a finisher, tries to get that elimination more and more onto the team side. Yes, is getting those connections, and you can see Keo still on that HP, healing himself, and Luca jumping down, getting that final nail to coffin. AEROMACY has also been eliminated.
Oh my goodness, this is chaotic for this stage. I mean, we've got a lot of back and forth situation that happened for for a while there. I mean, 5 teams having those trade-offs is kind of beautiful to watch. But anyway, it's not beautiful at all for those teams that just got eliminated. I mean, we're talking about the final 9 teams we have on stage here. So far, we're looking at LOD Nexus, again, a team from Bhutan going up against the top dogs right here, DRS, the real soldiers. We got Gyante making a move up against Beast, completely eliminating him, which brings down 3 players from the side of Nexus. But it's a great maneuver, though, great counter coming from Nexus, because they were able to put down one from DRS, but it is still A-okay. I mean, Gyante is trying to pick up his teammate, while Delta is buying a little time for the team to recuperate. He's trying to keep the enemies at bay here. Nexus obviously is trying to regroup as well. There's a need for them to kind of heal up in this situation, but DRS is back on their feet. They're a 4-man strong once again here, ladies and gents, and I do wonder if they're going to still pick up a fight here. Killer YT unfortunately caught some bullets coming from Keto, and now he's down on the ground once again, but the fight continues on. We've got Wimpy coming on and next, putting down Gyante, and now this is the push that we have been waiting for. LOD Nexus being so aggressive, showing teeth, and DRS already out!
Oh my God, they have been eliminated right there, and then LOD. They just got those eliminations on towards the DRS side. They did it beautifully. Elimination. That's a huge, I would say, a point, a factor now. DRS might be in a pickle as well for the next matches often towards their side. But Loco taking the fight against the team LOD, alongside of the fact that we are seeing the Mystic Twisted getting eliminated as well. There is another team fighting off the dust. We are in the top 7, ladies and gentlemen. From this point onward, at least a single point will be awarded to the teams, but LOD Nexus is the one that's going to get eliminated on the hashtag number 7, and from this point onward, we have a total of 16 players, 6 teams, KOM, JUTTI squad, a trio on both sides, NEPX still alive, the full squad, then we have HAINA eSports with a trio as well, RX with a duo, and alongside of that, 4 death machines with just a solo player, but it's a trade-off coming around. JUTTI squad versus NEPX, it's happening. Both players of both parties are going to get a single knockdown onto their side, but the single grenade, Rex, come on, you should have thrown it right in the compound, not on the rooftop. Now go for the revive, get the revive as soon as possible. Revive right now, you are kind of in a safe spot area. You can still manage to get more elimination, but JUTTI is finally going to be taken down. It's a knockdown, it's a confirmation, and just looking at this, we are almost down to the very last guy maybe on the JUTTI squad.
You know, NEPX is trying to get the rhythm back again for the final day of the grand finals. Obviously, I mean, that was a solid performance right there, eliminating the three boys from JUTTI squad. Great communication, great execution coming from NEPX Esports. And again, we're just looking for consistency here. Now, for JUTTI, they're still alive, but we're talking about a sole survivor here. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to be chilling for now. I mean, he's not going to take up any fights because he would want to focus on getting to the last few zones for this match and maybe getting some placement points for that matter. But 6 teams remaining here. We're already at stage 7, so you just know that the circle has already shrinked into a small one, so it's getting a little crowded. NEPX continues to hunt down the last remaining player coming from JUTTI squad, which is, of course, Xerox. Now, a while ago, LOD NEXUS had been completely eliminated, but I think they're pretty happy with the performance just because they actually fought DRS and was successful in sending them back into the lobby. So that much already is like a happy performance coming from the side of LOD NEXUS. Now, for Death Machines, there's a high pressure right there, but NEPX just made sure that he will not see the light of day here in Erangel.
I mean, the pressure got elevated at this point as he went back to the lobby. Now, we're down to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have HAINA ESPORTS, so 5 eliminations, 3 players standing. JUTTI squad as a solo. It's a duo. NEPX, the only team that I can see so far with a full squad, and with full squad, I would say it comes with a lot of responsibility that, yeah, you have to now at this point, because you are having the most upper advantage against all of the teams. You have the highest chance of getting that chicken dinner for yourself. This puts you into the position that, okay, if you don't play that good, you might be criticized for that because you had the 4-man, you had the man advantage, you had the location, you had the rotation for yourself, but you still couldn't do that. But there we go, another grenade is going to go over there. Been eliminated, but JUTTI squad is going to be the first team out of this top 5 that get knocked down. There is a grenade onto the Mukesh side. Mukesh gets a knock, almost a knockdown. But with the damage being done, Precious getting that grenade near him. Another one coming around. It's a grenade. It's a red zone. It's a mini red zone, ladies and gentlemen. The play has been spotted. As with the jump shots coming around, Precious knocked down and eliminated out of the vicinity. On the backside, we saw Pika HAINA getting Mukesh down, eliminated, meaning we are officially down to the top 3 with 8 players remaining. HAINA knows exactly what they need to do for the final day of the grand finals. I mean, they have been one of the top performing teams during the playoffs, and this is not the same gameplay that we kind of expected coming from HAINA Esports, but now they're stepping up. They're showing up for the final day. I mean, they're already managed to be part of the top 3 teams here for the first round in Erangel. So yeah, I mean, it's looking good for the side of HAINA. They also have a 37% chance of bagging the first chicken dinner. Same thing goes for KOM. I mean, we've got at least two top performing teams here. I mean, Killer Manos have been consistent since day number 1, and now we're looking at our first map here in Erangel, and I feel like they're really prepared to score the chicken dinner here, even if they are down to their 3 players. I mean, 6 elimination points. It's a kind of a solid thing, you know, for KOM, and it's a good thing that HAINA is standing up, you know, holding their ground and just making sure that they obliterate everyone in front of them. So I do wonder who will be, you know, from the top 3 teams here we're seeing on screen, who will bag the first chicken dinner.
Okay, so, well, HAINA obviously does have a compound, so I do understand why they have this certain advantage compared to the remaining teams here on screen. And just look at that. HAINA is kind of just really beating down the boys of KOM as well as RLX, but RLX is not moving a muscle here. It's good that Hang, I think, he already spotted Destro, rather, from inside that shack, and he knows exactly where to point his gun. So it's just a matter of how good the execution will be coming from all of the teams here. I mean, Kyo was able to bag another elimination point, but RLX Esports also tries to survive with this massive counters coming from RLX, and that was such a good shot coming from Fabs. Man, the way that he eliminated the opposition is just beautiful.
I mean, that is true. Now it all comes down to the 1 versus 3, where the grenades are coming. Nadzu, first of all, cooking that grenade. He's going to throw it up, but I think that's a really overcooked grenade. It's not going to affect the player. And there we go. Nadzu throwing the Molotovs, and Tabs actually get into that Molotov. Now grenade comes in. The player gets eliminated, and it's all over. HAINA Esports getting that winner chicken dinner of the match number 1. Day number 3, right here, ladies and gentlemen. HAINA Esports bagging that winner chicken dinner for themselves with an amazing start.
Yes, and well, it's been a long time coming, to be honest, because again, from day 1 and day 2, they haven't been really performing well, and it's such a great comeback to make their presence felt once again. HAINA getting the first chicken dinner for day 3, the final day of the PMNC, and hey, welcome back to the game, boys.
Welcome back to the game, and the way that they got the chicken dinner, I have to commend on the fact that just how persistent they were with that single compound. We saw them like they were there for the past 5, maybe 8 minutes into that same compound, outskirts of the water town. But now we have the individual rankings. Pika with the 5 elimination, Nadzu with the 3 for the Himsen, and Slayer 52 damage. Just 52 damage, 7 minutes, 8 minutes of survival time, even though HAINA Esports lost their player within the 8 minutes marker, then still they managed to secure that winner chicken dinner.
Exactly, and I think it's such a major boost of confidence, and morale for the side of HAINA. Again, they're legendary during the playoffs. They have shown us a great consistency in terms of getting both placement and elimination points. But I guess their gameplay kind of slowed down in the grand finals, just because everyone also kind of has taken the regression up another level here. So it's just understandable why some teams are kind of struggling to really make it through every match for the grand finals. But again, welcome back to HAINA for performing really great and getting the first chicken dinner here.
Yeah, that is the winner of the chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen, and these are the highlighted moments. But the way that Rozok got kind of into the circle, it kind of gave me a hope that, okay, now the teams will play a really safe fight. But here we go. This is where the DRS got eliminated by the hand of LOD. They were trying their level best, but Killer got knocked down. Forward side, Nexus came in, took the other player down, and leaving the last guy to the everything. The Plato Knight, do believe so, actually got the final nail in the coffin, or was that actually the spray coming around, because it was so close into the proximity? But Aditya was also one of the guy for Death Machines that were trying. He got the knockdown, but instantly after that knockdown, he came back, and it was all his demise.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But that was, I feel like even if LOD Nexus got eliminated just a while ago, I mean, the fact that they went up against EORES, again, the top dogs in the yard here, I think it was kind of also a boost of confidence, for LOD Nexus. And, well, HAINA, again, finally got their moment in the spotlight by scoring the WWCD. There's a Peka MVP title, putting up a total of 5 elimination points here. If I'm not mistaken, and if my math is right, they scored a total of 11 points, 11 elimination points for this round. So that's another 10, a total of 21 points in the match ranking. And just like what I said, it's been a long time coming. And today they truly showed us what persistence looks like. Every elimination they secured built up that epic win, and you can tell that the energy was kind of electric.
That was an electric. That was a shock to so many of the teams. And HAINA Esports were the one conductor for that electricity. They managed to secure that chicken, but 57 eliminations, 59 knockouts. Not a lot of eliminations and knockout numbers in this match. 7,019 healing, but 360 thunderbolts. Oh my god. This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we love at Rango and the Metal Mars, because you get to see the 360, more than 300 throwables being used in a single match. 1 airdrop, 12 headshots, 15 revive, and 348 meters is the longest elimination distance for DRS Chianti.
Yep, and KOM, RLX carved out their spots in the top 3 with some seriously aggressive plays, I can say. Their performances were nothing short of dynamite here during the last few zones. I mean, they have set up the pace and making all the difference in those high-stake moments. And there's, of course, LOD Nexus. Once again, it was a statement. You know, it was a pivotal clash, and they managed to eliminate DRS. You know, that's actually breaking the streak of DRS. The powerhouse everyone thought would be untouchable, right? I mean, that move was a major success, no doubt, for Nexus, proving that when teamwork and strategy come together, even the giants can be taken down.
I mean, that is for sure. That is for sure. Even the giants can be taken down if you're playing it really good enough. Talking to the second half of the show, our T2K was the team that got eliminated without even a single match. Royal GURKHAS had 2 for the VETM7, then we have SHREEPECH with the 2, DRS with the 2, RC32 with the 3 for the MTD Twisted, and 4 Death Machines with also 3. I'm really sad to see a DRS kind of into the second chart of the page, because they're so good with their aggression that every single time that we have actually witnessed this team, it's either every single time it's in the first page of the full game. It's the first page of the match ranking, and this amount of points, just the 2. I think this is the first time that I've seen them play this kind of bad.
Oh man, okay, here we go. I mean, today's match was, again, a roller coaster of emotions and surprises. I mean, teams like HAINA and LOD Nexus are definitely showing up, you know, in PMNC. Every play matters, and the tournament's landscape can change in a heartbeat, and we're looking at the overall ranking here, ladies and gents. I mean, it's clear that as we head deeper to the finals, every match is set to redefine the competitive dynamics in the most thrilling ways possible. And if we're going to be paying close attention to the top 8 here, Royal GURKHAS at 68, so it's just a 4-point lead up against Mystic Twisted, who is currently at number 9. So we can definitely see this team still reshuffle. You know, we can see some of the teams here have an explosive game and maybe catapult themselves over to the upper half section of the overall rankings. But if we're going to be honest here, Torix, I think the only placement that matters would be the top 2, because those top 2 teams will then score a slot in PMSL, and the other placement points will just have some prize pool, you know, like a share in the prize pool. But if you're going to ask me if I'm a team here and I've managed to get into the grand finals, I would rather make it a point that I land at the top 2 spots.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. But talking about the top 4 performers, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Zordi, it is Killer YT, once again, Loco and Clock. Clock kind of got a shuffle, I think, from the number 3 to the number 4 at this point. So we do have to see if he's going to be able to get back into the number 3 position. But so far, talking about the rest of the players, 3,600 damage for Zordi, 3,400 damage for Killer YT, 36 for Loco. That's a very big number. It is the highest one amongst all these 4 players. Yeah, there is Zordi with the 3,600 as well. But yeah, those 10, 20 more damage, securing more than 10, 20 damage onto that side, it definitely marked on its way. But yeah, this was the first match, ladies and gentlemen. There's still a lot of things that can potentially happen for the teams, for the players, and it is as the final day. We're also going to have the champions on our screen till at the end of the match number 6 that will be played. I'm including the Rondo match as the matches 2, and after the 6 matches today, now 5, we will have the champions of the PMNC 2025.
Oh man, all I can say is that Royal Dragon's definitely on a mission here to land either a top 1 or top 2. I think that they are eager and pretty much determined to really score a slot in the PMSL. I mean, they have been super aggressive from the get-go ever since we've seen them perform during the playoffs. I think they were able to carry the same energy back for the grand finals and really gone for that top spot. So I do wonder if any of those top performing teams from the playoffs will then show up, for the final day of the grand finals. I mean, this is their last chance to make a difference for the teams. But anyway, more action will definitely happen in just a while here, ladies and gents. That was just the first match, so don't forget to make a lot of noise down in the comment section and make sure that you send out positive vibes for your favorite teams and for your favorite players, because they are absolutely going to need them. But anyway, more of that action, more of that talk the moment we come back here, so don't go away. We'll be taking a short break.
हामी एकदम स्लो बोलिरहेको छौँ तपाईँको लागि